Hey, everybody, Michelle is here. What? Michelle is here back with this hat that I used to start out my video series. I started wearing this hat, my magical hat. Today is February 4th, 2025 on a Tuesday. And I just wanted to come on through and just, keep you updated as to what's going on with me for the most part and with you. I pay attention to what's going on with you, and I care about people, but I also know that I have to allow people to think for themselves. There's this hands-off approach that I need to use so that it'll be the best benefit for you. If I keep giving you the answers, you're not going to be able to think that through for yourself and figure things out. And that's the responsible way of handling people. I know a lot of people are talking, and if anybody's paying attention, a lot of people are talking. A lot of people are sharing their experiences with you. They're attempting to, in their minds, and that's fine. They think that they're helping you, and in the most cases, that may not be true at all. Stand by. Yeah, that may not be true at all. They may not be helping you at all, and they think they are. And that's fine. It takes a fool to learn. We got to learn at some point that we have to figure these things out on our own. And all we can do, the people that are attempting to help, is to put out breadcrumbs. That's all, breadcrumbs or sprinkles. That's really the more responsible way of doing things. When people are helping you, they need to help you help yourself. Because if somebody helped you, but yet you see helping someone, gosh, how can I say this? Yes, it's very important to help people, but not necessarily. No one necessarily has to lead you. We need to get away from these hierarchical structures of leadership, believing that there's just these hands of people at the top that are supposed to lead the rest of the group of people. No, that's not true at all. And if anybody's been paying attention, that's something that ought to have been a moment of clarity that, okay, that's not what it is. I have my own path in life. You have your own path in life. Can we correlate together? Can we, congregate together? Yes, we sure can. And that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a horizontal climb, not a hierarchical. If you're genuinely attempting to hurt someone, you're not attempting to be over them, standing over them like you some powerful, whatever you want to call yourself. I told you, chosen ones. If you want to keep, I'm telling you that word, saying that if you don't have your consciousness in some type of alignment with reality, saying chosen one can get you delusional and illusionary and hallucinating about how powerful you think you are. You're not that. You have some powers and capabilities, but your consciousness controls that and how it's dispersed. Okay, so that's why you can't fool your consciousness. Understand what that means. You cannot fool your consciousness. So you can believe you're all powerful all you want. That's nothing but wasteful energy, actually. So as part of helping people, yes, I have helped you. But at the same time, you have to figure it out on your own. Figure out how things help you. I'll never forget when I first discovered something very powerful in my life, and that was in 2007. I was going through a period in my life, like we all do, and thankfully I did. You need to go through some struggles, despite what anyone says to you. That's why in other words, you need life experiences. You don't want to go out there just causing stuff to happen that's not necessarily naturally supposed to happen for you. In other words, causing difficulties in your life making difficulties in your life. You need to still walk that path properly with the proper intentions and purpose, and allow whatever comes in your way, let it come to you naturally. For example, like with me, when I decided to come from one area of the world and come over to another area of the world, I had a destination in mind, but I had a detour as well. In the meantime, in between time, there was a detour, and I expected that. I mean, if I had gone straight from where I came into where my destination is, without, so for me, I knew, there's no such thing as, something to be perfect. Yes, you put out your goals, however you do it. You properly cultivate it, properly contemplate it, properly meditate, and properly ruminate about it. And most importantly, properly visualize it and say to yourself, I got this. I can do this. Or I do this. I got this. Whatever you want to say. And trust me, things will line up properly. Okay, so there was reasons why I didn't go straight to the destination. There's reasons for everything if you are reasonable and understand that. So as far as people attempting to help everyone out there, I commend you on that. It takes a lot of effort for what a lot of people are doing, attempting to help people. And people keep saying unlearn. No, you don't want to unlearn anything. What you want to do is properly learn and reflect on what you thought you knew, and see where the contradictions were. See, I'm just being real honest with you. This is hard. If you believe, if you have these concrete beliefs about knowledge and intellect. That's why I said we need to change those definitions. What we have currently is not knowledge, proper intellect from the so-called hierarchical structure, who are supposed to be intellectuals. Okay, their intellectuing is inadequate. Okay, and that's going to be revealed, sadly, in so many decades ahead, that what we were relying on, these so-called intellectual minds, were nothing more and nothing less than hallucinating, rambling, you know what I mean? Individuals that were not thinking at all. What they were doing was kind of reacting, and they don't believe, and that's fine, whatever. They don't understand that sometimes their emotions and feelings are the ones that are clouding their intellect. They think they're anything but, they think they're above their emotions and feelings. No, you're not. None of us are. It's how you neutralize them. You need them. You need your emotions and feelings, but you also need to have them neutralized. They help in your thinking process as well. They help in your thinking mode. But so many so-called intellectuals attempt to sever all of that. That's why we speak so violently too. We speak violently. Just listen to our language. Listen to the words we use sometimes. It's about suspending your ego, suspending your labels. When I say suspend them, that's the same thing as, like, in some ways of neutralizing it for a moment. Just be able to suspend it. Just like, just turn it off for a minute. Turn off your ego. Turn off your emotions and feelings for a moment. Let them just sit there. I'm being visual. Just allow your ego to sit there and monitor while you attempt to cultivate, contemplate, properly meditate, properly ruminate on the situations that we're faced. A lot of people are going to fall on their face, especially these intellectual types, because they don't understand intellect. And they don't understand their own laws, regulations, statutes, their directives, their amendments. They don't understand their own so-called policies and procedures. They don't understand that at all, because they thought they were so so intellectually, and above everybody, superior, in their intellect. They don't even understand their own laws and regulations and statutes and directives. And so now we're arguing about certain initiatives, certain laws, certain this, and because people are not thinking properly, number one. And number two, the people that cultivated these so-called laws and regulations, directives, had no idea what they were talking about either. Even if they had a lawyer in the room or intellect in the room that specializes in a certain category of information or whatever. Okay. So I, as I kind of navigate, because I am extremely busy. I got, I have goals too as well. But I'm thankful for what I put out so far. What I put out are breadcrumbs. You're going to have to figure things out on your own. It's not going to be easy, is my point. And the longer you take to figure that out, the farther behind you will be. Okay, thousands upon thousands of years behind. We're already, if you take everything at face value, we are at 20. Some people believe the world was created 2,225 years ago. Well, just think about this. People who are thinking that way are so behind. So you're already 2,000 years behind, and you're attempting to catch up now. Some of you, for the first time in your lives, are thinking for yourselves, and you think, okay, all of this is supposed to make sense. No, it will not. It's going to take, you're going to have, there's some strenuous responsibility when you are thinking for yourself. But be kind and gentle about it. It's strenuous, but it's possible. It's possible. But at the same time, you have to rely on your consciousness, which is stored with possibly millions of years of information from your previous lifetimes. Okay, you first have to be up to date on what's really going on and be grounded and recognize there's nothing supernatural about our lives. There's no simulation about our lives. Okay, we're not in a matrix, so we never have been. That's Hollywood talking. Okay, we rely so much on Hollywood, quote unquote, to think for us and to present these. Yeah, they presented beautiful visualization, which should have enhanced your ability to think for yourself. But no, in other words, they created fabulous entertainment. Okay, and some forms of entertainment is necessary. All right, to keep this stuff, keep it. You need to enjoy what you're doing. You need to enjoy evolving your consciousness. I do. I enjoy it. It's something I think about constantly, especially as I lay me down to sleep or lay me down to rest. Before I go off into whatever. I'm contemplating that. And the beauty of it, and to realize it has nothing to do with me materialistically. That's the best thing about it. It's how I'm cultivating the spiritual component of who I am. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So that means it gives you some leeway to make mistakes because you need to. It allows you to relax. Let it go. And we, like I said, we say so many beautiful things, but most people are not walking the talking. I would say 70% of people. So those of you that are, and you know who you are, you see the advancements in yourself. You understand that we're material and spiritual, and you're not acting like a guru, and you're not pulling out tarot cards, and you're trying to read palms and believing you're talking to the dead and all this carrying on and charlatanry. There's a lot of charlatans out there claiming they're talking to the dead, claiming they know your future, when they don't even know that their own houses are going to burn down. Okay, come on. Snap out of it. They can't even predict. If you can't predict your own future, how are you predicting others? What we do, the genuine ones like myself, which is millions of us, we just wanted to point you to the way. We point you to where you can go, but you need to figure out how to get there. That's a beautiful thing. And then to know once you get there, hey, Hey, I mean, what awaits for you? Because something's waiting for you. Let's put it that way. There's something that waits for you and has been waiting for you for millions of years to get there. You know what I mean? And it's nothing supernatural. Okay, it's nothing, it's not a God, it's not a guru, it's not a Allah, it's not a Jesus, it's not Lord. Okay? It's something deeper than that. And you have to take yourself there if you choose to. If you like living in these fantasies, because that's what a lot is happening. I notice a lot of people are just in their fantasies. They're not grounded. They're not dealing with the reality of what we are facing. I told you there's a possibility that 2225 is not even the exact year that our Earth is. It could be a little higher than that, and it could be lower than that. Chances are it's higher. And I put a post out on that. We have some years missing in our calculation of how old we say this planet is. More so in the year, more so about the year of this planet. We say it's 2,225 years. So we'll allow these scientists to figure it out. They're not going to stop talking. Even though they have no results to back up anything they're saying, they're not going to stop talking. They're not going to do what they need to do. And there was something that came up. Someone asked a question about why is it so hard for, interpersonal relationships are at the top of our list. No matter what anyone says, our interpersonal relationships take up the most of our thinking, especially those of you that are looking, and that want to be, with someone special, because it does make a difference. Having someone in your corner that support you, even though, they're doing their own thing, you're doing your own thing, but we support each other, we're there for each other. I told you we're like a flower, that kind of operates properly. And, it just works its way to where we're just kind of, we're aligned together, but we work, we can work separately. We understand our aloneness, and it is a beautiful thing. Intimacy is a beautiful thing. I mean, God, it can be the simplest things. Just having breakfast together, that's beautiful. Just walking together, talking with each other, arguing with each other. Thankfully, I said my parents modeled all of that. They modeled this physical, universal love, or what do you call it, intimate love, or whatever that is, relationship love. So, but I've said this many a times, there's going to be a separation with the man and the woman because of the violence that women are being on this receiving end of it. It's not fantasy. No matter how strong a woman is, a biological woman, doesn't matter how strong she says she is, she cannot take on constant physical violence from a biological man, regardless of how he identifies himself. Let's make that clear. So the question is, why can't they find why are they having an issue? Well, it's because of the violence. They're not feeling safe. I've said this so many times. So until you snap out of it and realize that, some of you biological men are dangerous, especially when it comes to your emotions. You have a hard time separating your emotions from what you're attempting to relay to people, and you make it a violent atmosphere for the woman and her children. Okay, if you don't like that, just research it. If you genuinely want to know why there's an issue with the interpersonal relationships between the biological man and the biological woman, is violence, physical violence, and deviancy, degeneracy, okay, on the biological man. Okay, just consider that. Suspend that. Suspend the fact that you identify as a biological man. Suspend that. And put yourselves in the shoes of an actual, genuine, biological woman, and understand what she has to deal with. Okay? I'm talking about biological women and what they represent for our planet. Okay? Regardless of how they identify themselves, regardless of their sexuality. We have to get past that. If we don't get past that, then you're wasting my time and you're wasting your time. Okay, you're wasting your time more so, because my time is valuable and I know what I'm doing with my time. All right, so that answers that. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there and go ahead and start my morning. I got a lot of things to do. My life is busy in a neutralized fashion. I take a lot of opportunities when I get them to rest. I rest, okay? And I take that time to, resting. I take that time to cultivate, contemplate, continually to properly visualize, and to properly make sure my thoughts are in alignment as to where they ought to be. Okay, I enjoy my life. I enjoy these moments. I enjoy moments with people that are special to me, people that I talk to on the phone, people that I do this and that and the other with. Okay, it is the simple things. It really is the simple things in life. So peace and love, and trust me, I will be back. But let me also say this, that universal love has always been inclusive. Trust me, I'll be back.